Gary, a late free kick, got us a point.
Yes, yeah, and I think once again we've showed some real fight when we go a goal down. We've showed a much better response when we go a goal down. I think what you'd like us to do is probably show that response a tiny bit earlier, if I'm being honest, because I feel like these games are there for us. I think as much as Sheffield United have probably dictated the pace of the game at times, but they didn't really, I can't remember too many real clear-cut chances that they've managed to create. Lots of balls in the box, lots of balls dropping. We end up scoring from a set piece, which I'm disappointed with. I think 3 of theirs gamble, 1 of ours gambles, and they end up with a tap-in. And it's happened too many times. But again, when we passed the ball quite well first half, we got into some good positions. We just didn't do it often enough. And then when the game started to open up, you see the likes of Ince, you just want him to come up with that little bit of magic when he cuts inside. And in the end, we have to put Crouchy on, who, as we know, always comes on and makes a difference. Wins as a free kick. Joe, real ingenious free kick. I thought he was going to put it in the box, but he ends up whipping it around the side of the wall and low, and gave the goalkeeper a problem. It's a really good goal and well thought out by Joe. And after that, you feel as though we actually start to come to life, and it's maybe just took us a little bit long today.
Yeah, but as you say, up to the goal, perhaps not the best of performance, but afterwards, again, you got the intensity going. You were worrying them.
Yeah, and I think that was I think that's a frustration when you watch the game. You just feel like whether we've had a lot of internationals, whether we've had games, and maybe they're just a little bit fatigued. I'm not making an excuse, but that just looks like the reality of the situation. But when we just injected a little bit more pace into our play, when we moved the ball from side to side and got it wide and switched the ball, we caused them problems, because their shape can cause you problems, because they want to overload wide areas. But defensively, they're quite vulnerable in wide areas, and I thought we exploited that quite well without having that last, a bit like Saturday at times, it's just that last little bit of quality, or that last little bit of magic from someone, or that last ball, So, but certainly when we went a goal down, we started then playing. We started playing with a lot more confidence, and really my job, I think, is to try to find that from the beginning of the game.
Perhaps one bright player for you before their goal was James McLean. Thought he had a great game today.
Yeah, again, I thought it was a game that would suit Macca. A game where he can get wide, he can cross the ball, he can get into those little pockets. I think when we were positive wide, when we attacked with a little bit more quality wide and movement, we get into good areas, But what we didn't do is we just didn't do it often enough, and sometimes we've got to go and commit and make that extra little touch. But as you saw, to a certain degree, we defended a little bit deeper, we blocked the game up, we made it difficult for them to create any clear-cut chances, and like I said, I don't think they've created that much, but they've had a lot of the play, so it's up to us then to punish them on the counter-attacks that we did have.
How did you find it watching from the stand? Were you frustrated, or were you okay? What?
Horrible. It was horrible watching from the stand, so I was up in the gantry. It's a great view, but I think the issue is, again, you can't really do much about it. I mean, what it has done is it's preserved my voice for once, and I'm able to talk in a normal manner, so maybe I have to stop shouting and let the players get on with it. But you see a much better picture, and it's a different experience for me up there, but you'd rather be down at the side of the pitch. And I thought the lads worked hard, the staff worked hard to keep the players going and keep the players motivated. And again, we've worked hard to get a point. A point's a point away from home. It's not the worst result in the world. We've avoided defeat. I'd just like us to show a tiny bit more.
And were you able to get messages down? Did you do the substitutions and that? Were you able to talk to the guys?
Yeah, we spoke to the players, to the staff about it, and like we normally do, we come up with a solution between us. They can see it down at pitch side, I can see it a little bit higher up. I felt we needed to be a little bit braver with the substitutions today. To put James McLean to left back, to put Tom Edwards on where usually people see putting a defender on for a defender as a negative, but we felt as though there was a lot of space to get forward, and we think Tom's energy could get him into those positions. Of course, Bojan always comes and makes a difference, and Crouchy as well. So I think the substitutions worked, got us back into the game, but I think it's mainly down to the players showing that little bit of extra drive when we needed to. And like I said, what we've got to try and do, we've got to find that extra little bit of drive earlier in the game,
Bristol City next. Can we use this as a turning point, do you think? It looked as though we were going to lose it. We've got a point. Can we get...
We've had about 10 turning points this season, I think, so I'd rather not use that phrase. But no, look, I think sometimes in this division you have to grind. We spoke about grinding games out. We've been away to Norwich, we've ground the game out. We've come away here and we've ground the game out. I think, are we unbeaten in 4 away games or something like that. So again, our away form in terms of the points has been pretty good. This is a difficult place to come, so again we aren't. But if we'd have scored the goal Saturday that I felt we deserved at times, then we'd be talking about a good run of form. But it's an important point. It's an important way that we responded to get a point in a game, and I feel as though we can now use that to go away to Bristol and play with a little bit more confidence.
And finally, Ryan Wood's okay. He looked as though he was limping a bit at the end.
Yeah, no, I think it was okay. I think Kuko got through the period of the game as well. I don't think he was quite 100%, but he got through it. And again, look, I might have to look at Saturday and see where we need to perhaps add a little bit more energy to the team at times. We'll have to make some good decisions.
Well done.